Hello, people. I'm going to explain about the issues. Okay, the UAG's appliance version 2312. Okay, so I will share my experience after deployed this UAG's version 2312. Okay, so I'm getting that error HTTP error 400 bad requests. So this is my blog. I capture what I am experiencing in my explain these issues after deployed UAG's appliance virtual appliance 2312. Okay, so what happened actually? If I am normal, right, a normal installations deploy OVF deployment. Let me explain you. So virtual appliance, it is available .ovf format. Okay, .ovf format. So as usual, normal deploy OVF template. Okay, so the version 2312. So after deployed this version, okay, so right, if we are once the deployment is completed successfully, so we need to assess this UAG's admin UI, admin interface. Okay, so in the latest version of UAG's appliance, okay, we could see, I think they are added some security enhancement. Okay, so in this case, we need to add some additional configurations related with the HTTP header. Okay, let me explain you what happened actually here. So mostly once deployment is completed, maybe we will use our IP address or our DNS name. That is a UAG's DNS name, a fully qualified domain name. Okay, so we are using this IP address or using a fully DNS domain name. You are connecting that your UAGs. Okay, after deployment, after deployed your UAGs like this. Okay, this is the URL HTTPS. You can use your IP address on port number 9443. This is a format of UAG's appliance URL. Okay. So in this version 2312, that is the latest version, okay, UAG's version. They added some additional security headers here under system configurations. So once you log into this UAG's admin interface under system configurations, okay, you could see the information is allowed header list. So let me show you. This is information. So under system configurations, you could see the allowed host headers and allow this information you are able to see. Okay, and next one is additionally by default. That is another one information added is there is auto allowed header. Okay, this is by default configuration. When you are installing that appliance, okay, it will take IP address of that UAG's appliance and net bias name of that appliance. Okay, by default. So the initial installations, once the installation is completed, you can able to log in your UAGs using IP address and port 9443. Okay, but if you are using your DNS or fully qualified domain name, so what happened? You are getting that HTTP 400 bad request errors. Okay, so I just dig into this error. Okay, and VMware Omnisa also shared some KB articles. I added in that KB in this blog. Okay, So we need to add that the informations about that allowed header, host header, under system configurations after deployed UAGs version 2312. Okay. So what are the things we need to add for here? Okay. So for example, um, let me show you one diagram. So here I just try to capture that the flow of a HTTP request. Okay. So actual, this is our web browser. Okay. In this browser, we are using our UAG's URL. Okay. For loading, for connecting that admin user interface. Okay. So for when you are copy, paste, and or enter your URL in the browser, it is creating that HTTP request. The packet is created. The packet is created so that inside this packet, okay, so some information is there. Maybe you can, I will show you what are the information it is there. So in this package, a HTTP header is created. Okay, like in this header, you can see these informations here. The header, we are using the web, okay, and IP address and fully qualified domain name and NetBIOS name. Why we are using this information is, okay, let me explain. Before that host header, okay. So normally our UAG is located in our DMZ networks, right? So for example, UAG is 1 and UAG is 2. Okay, so most of the external users are available from the external network, okay, and internal network. Okay, UAGs is placed in the DMZ networks. Okay, so external users, so connecting these UAGs, and internal users also, if required, they will connect in that UAGs. Maybe they are, maybe they will use web, external web. Here means external web. So I think they will normal infrastructure flow. We need to use the load balancer, right? FI. Here also external load balancer, internal load balancer. Okay. So external users are using external web for this UAG's connection. And sometimes they are using that DNS name also, and if required, IP address. But IP address is not recommended for big organizations. So only better the best preferred solution is we can go with the external web or DNS name, or the UAG DNS name. Okay, this is the informations we are going to add in our allowed host header. So we need to inform our UAG appliance. 2312 UAG appliance. So this is the web I'm going to use for external connections. This is the DNS name I'm going to use for end user connections or connecting my UAG's interface, user interface. So we need to inform our UAGs. I'm going to use, this is the web. This is the load balancer name I'm going to use. This is the DNS name I'm going to use for connecting my admin user interface or external users, external user connections, user connections. So, so we need to inform our UAG's appliance, that is a Linux Proton OS appliance. Okay. So under system configurations, for example, this is a UAG's Proton OS. Okay. Here, uh, this console, I think the Proton OS, we are able to connect using IP address, HTTP, IP address, port number 443. Okay. Once connected these UAGs using IP address admin interface after install deployed your new UAGs appliance. Okay. So under system configurations, under system configuration, we need to add that allowed host header like this. Let me show you. See here. So first, once install that UAGs, okay, we need to log in using IP address 9443 port number. In the user interface, select config manually, and under system configurations, the option is available for allowed host headers. In these host headers, we need to add our load balancer web, external load balancer web, and what is a fully qualified domain name we are going to use for our UAGs appliance. So those information we need to add manually after install the UAGs appliance. If you not added, means what happened? You are unable to get the uh, admin user interface using this web name or host. Sorry, using this web name or using this fully qualified domain name URL. And the external user also maybe they will get the error HTTP 400s. Why? Because we need to inform this UAG appliance, because I'm going to use this load balancer web name, and this is the DNS name I'm going to use. I just inform our UAG appliance because in the UAG appliance, it is running some web browser. It is normal browser concept only, web browser concept only. For example, for normal web browser concept, okay, if you are running web server, for example, web server, I'm going to web server, running web server. Okay, so here web server is running means I think you are going to access your web server content using the protocol HTTPS. Okay, that port 443 or 80. Okay, you need to use any browser. You need to use any browser to using this protocol, and using this that web server fully qualified domain name or IP address, you are just loading your web content. Okay, same concept. Okay, here instead of here we are using UAG's virtual appliance, right? In the virtual appliance itself, it's running some web browser. By default, I think that while installed that installations, sorry, you deployed that UAGs, in that time, that web server also is configured. Okay, so once the web server is configured, then you can able to connect using the URL HTTP, HTTPS or HTTP, the protocol. Okay, and using IP address or DNS name. Okay, you are loading your UAG's admin UI, user interface. Okay, same concept. Okay, but here in this UAG's appliance, we need to inform this is the allowed host header I'm going to use for my using for my log connecting my admin user interface, or external users going to connect using this web load balancer web and DNS name. We need to inform our UAG because the web server accept that request, and then the page is loading. Let me show you that for clear understanding. See here. Better go this one. Wait. Okay, I hope this diagram will clear for you. Okay, for example, normal, right? Normal, we are using that UAG's URL, okay, and loading that page, web browser page. Okay, in the web browser page is creating that dummy request, that is a HTTP request. Okay, in this request, okay, see here, what are the information is there? The HTTP request, what are the information is there? First, header. In the header, they're mentioning what are the information we added in the header. For I explained, right? Allowed host header. Host header. Okay, this is a host. Okay, allowed host header. So what are the information I already configured? So web, my load balancer web and IP address and the DNS name, fully qualified domain name, and NetBIOS name by default. So in this header, okay, inside the header, the information is the token, application request, content informations, and the user ID and unique ID. All the information is in the envelope that package. Okay, but on top, the header is information is what is the external load balancer web I'm going to use, and what is a fully qualified domain name externally I'm going to use for resolving DNS. Okay, those information is added in this HTTP header. So this request sent to our virtual appliance. So virtual appliance validate this request first based on your configuration, informed in your configuration the allowed host header. Let me show you here that here allowed host header. So here you need to inform. So based on this information, your virtual appliance is already running the browser, not browser, web server is running here. So the web server validate this allowed host header based on this information we already configured in your UAG's admin user interface. Okay, so then the virtual appliance, okay, responds back to your browser. Okay, the HTTP response header here I mentioned here. So here the status is okay because this web and IP, the fully qualified domain name and netbiossing name all validated using this code 200. Okay, code and added that JSON file content informations. Those informations are added in this HTTP response. The response enter into this web browser. Okay, the result is display your admin UAG admin user interface successfully without any error. Okay, if this information you're not configured, okay, you're not configured. In this case, what happened? In this case, you are getting this error. HTTP error 400 bad requests you are getting. Okay, so based on my experience, okay, I created this content for others. Maybe they will use these informations to, if they are planning to upgrade or deploy UAG's version 2312. Okay, if you have any doubts or any clarifications in my video or in my technical blog, okay, so please post your comments. I will happy to answer your questions. Thank you.